Me, and I am going to be interviewing you today on about a night that you got mugged when living in Berkeley.
That's right.
All right, so to start, um, so for background information, what were you living in Berkeley for? For school or?
I was living out there to take some classes. I
Okay.
was studying some German and some things like that. My
Oh,
boyfriend
nice.
at the time was working on a master's degree in English.
All right. And where were you exactly when this happened?
I was heading home after a day at campus, and it was after dark, and I was actually just a block away from my house.
Okay, so this happened around like nighttime, like late at night?
Yeah, not so late, but yeah, after dark. Might have been around 8, 9 o'clock.
Oh, and so you said you were walking home from school.
That's right.
Okay, and what exactly did the muggers want? Or like how exactly did they approach you?
Well, I was not alone. I was with my boyfriend at the time, and uh, he saw them first. Actually, there were three. There was a group of them, and they were in a car, but they had pulled up around the corner, and they had stopped the car. And the first indication I had that there was trouble was my boyfriend running away.
Running. You ran?
Because he saw
Okay.
them first coming with baseball bats.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's really scary. And how did you defend yourself at that point?
Well, I was initially just confused because I hadn't known what had caused my boyfriend to run off at first. And then I saw him being chased. What
Oh,
ended up happening is I would like to think it was intentional, but I think it was a bit of an accident. The muggers ended up chasing him. So I
oh.
saw what was happening. And for some reason, I wasn't afraid, at least not for myself. I was worried for him.
Oh, so they weren't exactly coming for, it wasn't exactly a random drive-by that they were just targeting a couple. They were targeting your boyfriend at the
Well,
time.
it's hard to say because he kind of isolated himself by the run, the running
Oh,
away.
wow. Um, I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
No, no, it's fine. So I picked this. It's kind of a colorful story.
Um, so what was running through your mind when you saw your boyfriend run off? I mean, like, there had to be a reason why he just ran without pulling you, or like, you know what I mean?
Well, it happened so fast. So, you kind of just have this adrenaline. And I didn't have time to think so much as it's just an instinct kicked in. And I, I, for some reason, just wanted to help him. And instead of running away myself, I actually, I went to to the situation, and it was pretty scary because it was my boyfriend and there were like four guys, and
Uh-huh.
at least one of them had a baseball bat and he was waving it around. And so I actually just kind of, something kicked in. My grandfather was a motorcycle cop, so I like to think
Oh,
maybe it was genetic or something.
uh-huh.
And I just went up to them, and for some reason I was really calm, and I just said, "Hey, what do you guys need? Obviously, do you want money?
Yeah.
What do you want?"
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I reacted.
Were you scared for your boyfriend's life at that
Like,
point?
the strange thing was really that I wasn't scared. I
Mhm.
just felt kind of very calm, like there was, a situation that had to be dealt with, and for some reason I felt like I could deal with it. Um,
Okay.
yeah, my boyfriend, he was kind of hysterical, so
Uh-huh.
I felt like I should help.
Did you recognize anything about the guys? Like, were they masked? Were their faces fully exposed? I don't, you know.
Yeah, they were wearing hats and like some caps, but their faces weren't covered. They weren't wearing like ski masks or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So we could see them, and obviously they were very agitated, and they were threatening. You know, their behavior was threatening. But it seemed like a situation where, you know, if you give them what they want, they clearly seem to want money. Like they would, no one would get hurt. That's what I was thinking. Like, how do you avoid someone getting hurt here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you asked them what they wanted, what exactly did they want? Were they yelling? Were they demanding?
Yeah, they were. They did want money. They asked. They wanted, you know, us to give them our wallets. And so my boyfriend, we were actually at this point just across from our house, and my boyfriend, to try to calm them down or distract them, I'm not sure what the logic was, he started telling them, wait, we're right here at the house, I can go into the house. And then I was trying to just stop that from happening, because I didn't want this to be taken to the house or indoors. Yeah. So I just got them, you know, got David, is my boyfriend's name, to give them his wallet. I gave them whatever money I had. And
then they were just off.
Yeah, they pretty much backed off, and they, you know, ran back towards their car, and then they took off.
So what did you do at that point after they got back to their car? Did you probably called the police, or?
Yeah, immediately went into the house and then called the cops. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then they were caught, you said.
Yeah, the cops came, and then they interviewed my boyfriend and I. And what was interesting about that part of it was we both had totally different descriptions of the perpetrators. He actually had seen 3 African-American guys. And I was like, what? I didn't see an African-American guy at all. And so, so that was really kind of a revelation, that, you know, we gave our accounts and we're kind of questioning each other's, you know, recollections of the thing. But we had been close to the guys. So, you know, the police kind of were able to take enough from what we both said, and then they were able to locate them.
So when they were finally caught and their names were released, did you recognize their names? Like, did you know them, or?
I don't recall. I mean, I suppose we must have seen their names. Well, I certainly didn't know them. They were total strangers. Yeah, I had no idea who they were.
Okay.
But interesting for me, they did match my description, and not him.
Oh, really? Maybe it's because he was running away. He couldn't really get it.
Yeah, maybe it was a little more, adrenaline going through him, or something.
All right, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me.
You're very welcome. It was my pleasure.
All right.
Thanks for interviewing me.
All right, bye.
Bye, Michelle.